social media, even as an adult, I think is mental health has like hurt our country a lot. Like I
Mm-hmm.
always tell students and parents when I have conversation, if it's something to do with social media, like, hey, this kid posted this about me or we were chatting. Like when I was in school, and I'm dating myself here a little bit, but we didn't have social media. We didn't have any of
Hey,
that.
we neither. Yeah, for sure.
I would leave school at 3 o'clock and I would not see that student again until 8 o'clock next morning. And I had time to reflect, calm down. But with social media, it just keeps going all night long. Like people are continuously, I say, poking the bear and saying stuff
Yeah.
and putting gas on the situation instead of water. So I think just like the social media and the effects it has on student mental health is one
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I mean, I'm push mental health a lot. I'm a true believer, like mental health and like the brain is an organ that needs to be helped. And I always talk to my kids about that. Like even as adults, we struggle with mental health and
Mm-hmm.
it's something that we need to address.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brighter Together podcast. My name is Janet Courtney, and my guest today is Mike Seaman. Mike is the assistant superintendent for one more month, and then he is going to be the superintendent of Mayville Community Schools. And that is in Mayville, Michigan, which is close to my old stomping grounds. Worked and lived in Jackson, north of Jackson, Pleasant Lake, Michigan for 19 years, Mike. So you guys were not too far. You're over in the Thump, right? Yeah.
That is correct. Well, thank you, Janet, for having me on the podcast today. And to give you a little background about Mayville Community Schools and what we have going on here at Mayville Community Schools, we are located in the Thumb of Michigan. We're a rural school. We're a school district that has about 550 students in it, K-12. We are in an area where it's community is everything. We're a farm community, a lot of farming going on. But the school is the heartbeat of our community. That is what our town is built around. A lot of small towns in the Thumb and in the state of Michigan. That's what it's about. So as superintendent and assistant superintendent, and as my roles in the past as principal, I feel that it's important to build relationships with the students, the parents, the stakeholders, and my staff to make a successful school. Here at Mayville Community Schools, we have some great things going on. We are trying to grow. It's one of the biggest challenges right now is student enrollment, but we're working to build a safe place for kids to come. So hopefully we can get that enrollment to grow. But things that we've been recognized just over the last couple of weeks for is the Mackinac Center does a report on scores based off your social economic background. And we actually received an A rating for our elementary school and a B for our middle and high school. So it's the first time we've ever received an A rating. It's hard to receive one. So we're super proud of that.
Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
And we're proud of that. And we're proud of the work that we've put in here at Mayville Community Schools to build that up. So I will talk a little bit about the relationships because I think that every good school has relationships. Relationships are so key to. And I'm going to start off with the students. Like when I came into Mayville Community Schools, I had spent 15 years in another district, a neighboring district. So I knew some of the students here from just being in a small community.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
my first goal is to meet the students and let them know what my job is here to help them and build those relationships. And the reason for those relationships is to develop trust with them. I feel like kids need that trust so they have a safe place to come. And opening up that trust opened up communication with me and them. So if they needed help with something, they could reach out to me. So a couple of things I did before I even stepped foot in this building was I had a welcome the principal night when I was principal at the local food center here in town, and families came in and got to meet me, introduce myself, and then started having family engagement nights even before school by attending sporting events. And then the first day of school, my target was the students. Introduced myself to the students and told them that I'm here to help you. Like I'm
Right.
just here to guide you. I'm a voice, a trusted adult, to help you to the next stage of your life. It be college, be the military, be skills trades. I'm a person that I want to help you. And if I can't help you, I am going to help you get the help that you need. And it's really worked out great with the students, and I've been overwhelmed since I've been here at Mayville Community Schools just about the support from the kids. Kids writing me notes or stopping by and saying like, I've never had anybody care about me like this. This is amazing. Like, thank
Mm,
you for the things you do. So I put the students first, and I put a lot of pride in creating those relationships, and it makes it easy because when a student, because students do make mistakes still, even though we have this relationship, but it's easy to have those conversations with them and try
right,
to educate them. So if they do make a mistake, they know that I'm trying to help them. And I always tell them that at the end of our conversation, like, I'm disappointed you made the mistake, but I still care for you a lot, and I still love you,
right.
and I want the best for you. Like, that's why we're having this conversation. I want you to grow and to expand from there. So that's the relationships that I kind of develop with students as soon as I came into the district, and they're still growing today. Next is my staff. Um, my staff is my team. And
Yeah.
when we have Staff Appreciation Week, it's not just teachers, it's everybody. It's my bus drivers, my parapros, my cooks, my school counselors, my secretaries, everybody's involved. And it's sharing that mission of I really push my staff to try to find the best out of every student. I know, and I tell them that every student that comes to our door, they all have a backpack with a bunch of stuff in it. We don't know what happened from the end of the day until they came in the next morning. So
Right.
let's be that light that they look forward to seeing. And I push that with my staff and lead by example. To be that one to out there for the students, but also for my staff. Education, teaching is a tough career. I mean, there's a lot of late nights, a lot
Hmm.
of stress. We do get angry parents, we do get
Yeah.
angry students, and just even helping them get through to make them realize that, hey, you're doing the right thing. I'm here to support you. What can I do to help you get through your challenges that you face as you go through a school day or the school year? But very thankful for the staff that I have here at Mayville Community Schools, from our GSRP program all the way through our high school staff. So a great staff here, and very excited about them.
Yeah. That's
Um,
great.
yes, and the next relationship building is the parents, and that's, I think, anybody, and when I say parents, I mean guardians, because there's so many different families out there, family dynamics, and of child being adopted, raised by grandparents. So with that,
Hmm.
I think it's important to keep communicating with parents. And when I say communication, it's everything. What's going on at the school? What events do we have? What family engagement events do we have? What activities are coming up? When's report cards due? When are days off? So sending out monthly newsletters to um sending out phone blasts when we have events going on, and then getting out to student activities and in the community to shake hands or to see them, just to let them know that I'm there for their kid also. And I I say that in probably 90% of my conversation, and especially my hard conversations where parents are upset, like, hey, their kids have done something wrong. But I always tell them, like, I have the same mission you have, is I want what's best for your kid. I care about your child, and I want the best too. And we need to work together to create a plan and to create an
Right.
environment for them. So I really stress that with my parents, and also look for their input. Like, this is their community, their school. What do you want? What's best for you, your child, and this community? So always trying to reach out to get their input. And I try to do my best to make those connections with parents. And then the last relationship building that I really stress a lot is the relationship with our stakeholders or our businesses in the community too. Just
Hmm.
building those relationships. So, like I said, the school is the heartbeat of the town, but without the school supports the businesses support the school. So working
Yeah.
with them, just let them know, like, hey, what we have going on, how can you help us out? How can we help you out in building those relationships? But I truly believe it takes everybody, um, to raise the next generation of great workers and people in the workforce. So with that, I think it all starts with relationships. And like I stated earlier, with building these relationships, a lot gets done by just having a conversation. And I even talk to parents and students about this a lot with like technology. Like sometimes it's a lot easier just instead of me sending you an email, picking up the phone and having a conversation. Come to have a face to face. Like
Right.
I can send emails and we can email back and forth 5, 10 times, or we can pick up when we have a 5 minute conversation
Right.
and get that resolved. And the one thing that why I stress, and it's kind of something that was early on in my education career, I realized I can put in time to build relationships, or that time is going to be taken trying to take care of issues and trouble. Like, so I
Because you
kind of
didn't
call it
have
like,
the relationship, right?
yes,
Yeah.
the relationship, I
Exactly.
call it like
Yeah.
positive time. Like, hey, I'm putting this positive time, or I'm going to down the road, something's going to happen that I'm going to have to put in that work then. So I'm
Hmm.
trying to build those relationships. And I truly believe like, every student has the opportunity to do what they want in this world. They're the most powerful person in their lives and they have to make some decisions. But
Hmm.
with proper adult guidance, I think that they can reach those goals. And hopefully I can be that influence, or our school district can be that influence to get them to the next stage of their lives and help them reach their goals. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. And that's what we're here for, is the students.
Yeah. It's interesting. I reposted on LinkedIn Simon Sinek. I love his stuff. I love what he's doing. And I was looking at his stuff. He got like almost 3 million followers. But, what you're talking about is exactly the same things that he was saying. And one of the things that I posted, he said, be the teacher that child remembers, be the teacher. And that's what you're talking about. You're talking
Yes,
about being that person who cares about them, who knows what's going on, who wants to hear about. And I was thinking too, when they do mess up and they have that connection with you, they're disappointed in themselves because they disappointed you. And that's so powerful. And I put, I put in there, how powerful is it? And so many, because I put it in Special Education Leadership Development Group, which is a group on LinkedIn for leaders in education. And we have about 7,000 members. It's not a small group. And I put in there, you guys, the people that are in that group, you guys are that teacher. You're that person. And I said, and I have that person. Everybody, when they say, do you remember that teacher that influenced you? That's what you're talking about. And that was Mr. Mathis for me, and between second and third grade, with a little girl who couldn't read. And he was that person. So
that's
very,
what.
very cool. Very cool.
Some people have asked me through my career, like, hey, what's the greatest thing about being in education? And I
Mm,
always tell them is the relationships that I built they're not just K-12. Like I get invited
no,
to
they're
weddings
lifelong.
and
Hmm.
baby showers, or I'll
Right.
have former students call me for life advice, like, hey, this is where I'm at. Like, can you help me out with this? And like, it's the relationship. And that's what I mean, I just love that, or going somewhere and running into a former student and knowing that, man, I had a part in that and they
Yeah.
still trust in me to come back. And
Hmm.
it's all part of that relationship and that trust.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's, that's what's rewarding, for me is in education, is building those relationships that are lifelong. And I think that's another reason why it's so key to, build relationships.
Yeah, yeah. And you are a leader that they will look up to. And you are a leader that will be emulated because of the things that you're doing. And your students and your staff and your teachers and your families and your community, that's pivotal. What you're doing and how you're doing it, and how you're that role model that you are giving the repercussions and the ripples. You talk about one little drop, and you just
Yeah.
think about the and that's just one child. So and that's what we're talking about. Why Brighter Together podcast is so important, because what you're doing makes the world a better place. And in your corner of the world, you're doing it right, and it's evident. And so thank you for what you're doing for all of the people that are out there that are going to be touched by you. Thank you for that. So
I appreciate everything that you're doing to try to make the world a better place, and you guys are doing an amazing job. So hopefully, if we
thanks.
can all
Yeah.
do our little piece, and I always
Yep.
tell that we can control our environment,
Yeah.
we'll achieve that goal.
Yeah, and that's it. I've said this before. It's like it doesn't matter what your political bent is. Everybody loves their kids, and everybody wants what's best for the next generation. And that's what we just need to start moving in the right direction. And I think that's what we're doing. I think that we are doing that. And there
Yeah,
are so many people that are doing the right things, and that's why we're talking about it, right? So
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, I have one question that I ask every podcast guest. I missed a couple, but mostly. If you could miraculously solve one challenge in your school that you have right now, what would you want to solve?
One challenge that I could Um, I don't know if it's just my school, but I would solve I guess if I could do anything, it would be the dealing with social media and the educational kids of how to handle social media. I think social
Yeah.
media, even as an adult, I think is mental health has like hurt our country a lot. Like I
Mm-hmm.
always tell students and parents when I have conversation if it's something to do with social media, like, hey, this kid posted this about me or we were chatting. Like when I was in school, and I'm dating myself here a little bit, but we didn't have social media. We didn't have any of
Hey,
that.
we neither. Yeah, for sure.
I would leave school at 3 o'clock and I would not see that student again until 8 o'clock next morning. And I had time to reflect, calm down. But with social media, it just keeps going all night long. Like people are continuously, I say, poking the bear and saying stuff
Yeah.
and putting gas on the situation instead of water. So I think just like the social media and the effects it has on student mental health is one
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I mean, I'm push mental health a lot. I'm a true believer like mental health and like the brain is an organ that needs to be helped. And I always talk to my kids about that. Like even as adults, we struggle with mental health, and
Mm-hmm.
it's something that we need to address. But yeah, I would definitely I wish I could find a cure and for social media and just even the education of it so kids know how to use it in the right way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And us adults too, my husband and I have a no phone Friday because we just turn the phones off. And half the time I forget because I'm just busy and doing whatever. And, it's like, but trying to be intentional about turning
Right.
it off. And I always say people will say things on Facebook that they would never say to your face. And
Absolutely.
it breaks my heart when I see stuff like that. And it's just like during the pandemic, I cut social media out of my life because I was just like, I'm done. There was so much that was just coming at us. And I was like, and half of it was half truths and everybody had their own opinion, and everybody thought they were right. And, I
Absolutely.
just
Totally
got,
agree.
yeah. So I was like, I'm done. I'm out. And I did.
Yeah.
And it was better for me, really, really better for me. So I get that. And I think that's a great answer to that question for sure. Okay, Mike, thank you so much. Where can people go if they want to learn a little bit more about you and about Mayville Community Schools?
Well, we have a website you can visit, Mayville Community Schools. I'm blanking here. I think it's .org, but I'm not sure. But you can just search Mayville Community Schools in a Google search and it'll come up.
Yep, it's
And
org.
that
Just so you know, it is
.org. Yep, I just see it. It's
.org.
on my
Yep,
bookmark here. I was looking at it,
yep,
.org. So
yep.
that's where you can find us. And then myself, like if you, I always, one of my key things with relationship is networking. I mean, I think anybody that's in this business or any business, like networking is key. We all have the same
Mm-hmm.
mission, like work together. To reinvent something. If somebody else already do it, work with them. So, if anybody ever wanted to reach out to me for anything, like email address, is mike.seaman@mayvilleschools.org, or you could call the school, and go from there. But I'm willing to help out and support. I try to do a lot with, principals, superintendent groups, and share messages and different things that I'm doing in my district, just to kind of spread that. And sometimes even to network when we're talking about assemblies, if we have the same same cause that we want to take care of. So I think we all need
Yeah.
to work together, kind of like what we're teaching the kids. We want to work together to make the world a better place. But us administrators and adults, let's work together and make our areas in this world a better place also.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Mike, thank you. This has been a lovely conversation. You have so much wisdom and it's evident. And I'm so grateful that you chose to come on the Brighter Together podcast. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you for everything that you're doing. And maybe we will talk again.
Absolutely. Because we are brighter together. Thank you.
Thank you.